The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the November 28th, the magical Monday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. You know, the easiest way to do that? It's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, well, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in at 877-927-6648. Now, if you have a question, but you can't dial in, you can always send me an email. You can send that to Steve at TFNN.com. And inside the subject heading, if you'd be kind enough to put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, well, any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Magical Monday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, a sea of red out there. All the U.S. indices trading to the downside. Dow's off 251 points, about 7/10. 9/10 for the S&P, 36 points. NASDAQ 100, 8/10. That's 89 points. The Russell's off a little over 1%, 21 points. 1 4/10 for the semis. They're down 37. Gold's trading down $11 right now. That's 0.6%. Silver's off over 2%, 2 3/10 to be exact. Nearly 50 cents to the downside. Light sweet crude is off 47 cents, 0.6 to the downside there. 2.5% move to the downside for natural gas. That's off 18 pennies. And a 30-year Treasury trade out at 127.25. That is up 6 ticks. Lead the charge, dollar-wise to the upside. You've got Axum Therapeutics, $18 or 32%. Pinduoduo up $9 or 14%. Alta Beauty up over about $7, 8/10. Regenerative Pharmaceuticals, 8/10, $6. Actually, Alta Beauty's up 1.5%. Bionitech is up 4% or $6 there. To the downside, the movers, or the shakers, I should say. Transdigim Group off $29. That's a little over nearly 5%. Mercado Libre down a little over 2% or 21. Biogen off 13. 4.4%. Syncor Pharma down 46%. Now that's taken in the shorts. That's off 12 buckaroonies. MicroStrategy down 6.5%. That's about $12 to the downside. So let's take a look at the markets. Let's go begin by taking a look at, well, first let's start here since we're on this black panel. Let's take a look at the new potential profiles that are attempting to form. And there's 2 of them as we speak right now. These will not be confirmed until this evening. It does tell you right now as we speak at 11:09 in the morning where the buyers and sellers are lined up. The sellers inside the ES Mini up at 40.35. The buyers down at 39.39. It's a bearish structured profile. The center is at 39.94. We're trading at 39.95. A close below 39.94 really increases the odds of price pulling back to 39.39. However, there's an oscillator and change line that we'll go take a look at because that would be another downside target. If you take a look at the Dow Equity Future contract, it's attempting to form a new profile that is below price. That is a bullish message out there. Price is trading out at 34.098. The top of that profile is at 33.911. Again, this profile will not be completed or confirmed, I should say, really until this evening. If we take a look at the NQ out here, just to cover it, what's it doing? It's consolidating with inside its daily profile. If we take a look at the Russell 2000, it's testing the bottom of its profile support. That's at 1851. We're trading at 1849. Now let's go take a look at the white background ES mini charts out there. Maybe break this apart just a little bit. If we take a look at the daily time frame, that's going to be in your upper left-hand corner. I had mentioned that oscillator and change zone. We'll just simply expand out the chart. That becomes a potential level of support as well. That's at 39.79. So 39.79. So the first step here, if we're watching the ES Mini, the first step would be a close below 39.94. Now, this is under the assumption that the profile holds. If it does, a close below 39.94 would then suggest a move to 39.79. And a close below 39.79 would take us down to the bottom of that profile, 39.39, should it in fact complete out there. So that's on the daily time frame. As we look at the 5-hour time frame chart out here, that's the 300-minute chart. What we see is a TD9 count top, price below its bullish structured profile. This is suggesting a further move lower. In bar number 7, this bar will complete at 2 p.m. Bar number 8 will complete at the market close, and then bar number 9 will complete, or could complete. Now, I don't know if they'll complete it. I don't know if they'll form, but if it does stay on pace to form out there, bar number 9 would then complete at 11 o'clock this evening, and then the bar following 9 would be at 12, 1, 2 in the morning out there. So there's a potential for a bottom between 11 and 2 in the morning out here. And the price target area to the downside is as low as 39.50. That's the 5-hour time frame chart. The 4-hour time frame chart has the potential to actually form a TD9 count bottom. Let me check out this low here. So that was 39.92. So far we're down to 39. Okay, so we are in bar number 9 right now, which just simply needs a close here below 40.08. Shouldn't have too much trouble doing that. However, this bar does not complete till 2 p.m., so there's 3 hours, a little less than 3 hours left in the session out there. But the 4-hour time frame chart could form a TD9 count bottom by 2 this afternoon, complete that pattern by the market close out there. So we'll want to watch that chart for a potential bounce. Now, if you look at the down to the left, lower left, you've got the 60-minute and the 30-minute chart. Both have confirmed Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottoms. Both are testing. Really, the one that's really testing the significant bottom is the 30-minute chart. That significant bottom is at 39.92 1/4. That has been tested. So far, it's been rejected. With price below its oscillator and change line, which is red, and below its profiles out there right now, it's not clear to Stevie what its intent is. And certainly when we look at the 10 and 15-minute charts here, it's not like we're seeing Rally City. The 15-minute chart is below its profile level as well, so that's really kind of a bearish connotation. So even though you've got a nice TD9 count bottom on the 30 and 60, it appears right now that those patterns are more likely to fail than not. And that's what's going on with regard to the ES Mini. Real quickly here, before we go to the break, let's see if we can get the NQ charts up on our screen. This may take just a moment or two to populate. I hope everybody had a wonderful, terrific Thanksgiving out there. It was certainly, well, first of all, if you love football, this was one of the best football weekends that I recall out there. Great college game. Great college games out there, and good NFL games. I did not stay up for last night's game out there, but sort of wish that I had, but I'd be even more tired than them. Okay, back to the NQ. So we take a look at the NQ chart out here. Price is likely targeting its, let me just expand this out, the bottom of its profile and its oscillator and change line. Those are in the range of 11,571 to 11,603 out there. So that's a level of support that we'd be looking for the NQ to hold. Now, as the NQ gets down there, you'd like to see bottom patterns, such as the 60-minute Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. The same on the 30-minute chart out here as well. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We get back to this break. We'll finish off the NQ and then take Nicholas's question. He wants to look at NVIDIA.
Currencies, commodities, and bond markets are as important as ever right now with how they're driving the volatility in equity markets across the globe, which is why it's a great time to try out Teddy Kakestat's Tiger Forex Report. Teddy Kakestat breaks down the Forex markets every Monday using his 30-plus years of experience as a trading veteran of futures, Forex, stocks, and options. Teddy releases his weekly Tiger Forex Report every Monday morning with coverage of all the major currency pairs, including the dollar index, the euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar Swiss, dollar yen, as well as many more, and he also has weekly coverage of the crude oil market and the 30-year T-bonds, as they both influence Forex markets tremendously. When you sign up for the Tiger Forex Report, you also gain instant access to Teddy's 60-minute webinar archive he just hosted, Forex Strategies and Fundamentals, What is Behind the Tiger Forex Report. For all the details and to start your 30-day Tiger Forex Report subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So talk about sports. How about that basketball game last evening between Alabama and North Carolina? Went to four overtimes out there. That was pretty incredible. So that was fun watching that game and a Kansas City Chiefs game on the other screen out there. In any event, we're taking a look at the charts here for the NQ. And on a daily basis, all we have here inside the NQ is a consolidation with inside its daily profile. Again, 11,571 to 11,981. We covered that as we look at a 5-hour time frame chart out here. Nice TD9 count. Well, it was not a TD9 count top. But what I can say about the 5-hour chart is prices below the bottom of its daily profile. Its 5-hour profile, its 300-minute profile, without a bottom pattern. Price target may be the 11,527 level. Remember, 11,571 is the bottom of the daily profile. 4-hour chart is trading below profile. That suggests lower price. Its lower price target would be 11,540. 11,571 again being that daily bottom of its profile. The 120-minute chart is below profile as well. No bottom pattern or signal just yet. You do have a Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal that's been triggered, but you need that bullish reversal candle to confirm. We don't have that. You're below profile on the 60-minute chart. You're kind of within profile right now. Looks like a new profile on the 30. But basically, the longer-term charts here are suggesting lower price more likely than higher price out there. And I'm not really seeing anything on those 10 and 15-minute charts to suggest otherwise out there. So it's the 30-minute chart, though. Still have to respect the fact that it did form that Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom pattern. And not until price takes out that low, and that low being 11,642.25, well, that really suggests that lower price is truly likely out there. So that's what's going on. We take a look at the NQ. We do have a couple of requests that have come in, so let's get to those. Let's not get behind. And the first one coming in from Nicholas. Nicholas writes in. He says, good morning, Steve. Happy Monday and Thanksgiving weekend. Same to you, Nicholas. Thanks so much. Hope you had a great weekend out there. Would you please go over NVIDIA? Is the weekly still 179.47 was today's low? Would you please go over NVIDIA? Is the weekly still? Okay. The middle of the day profile is still bullish weekly. Hold or sell. I can take some heat. Okay. Let's just try to answer the questions as best we can, at least navigate through the chart. So here's what we know about NVIDIA. NVIDIA forms a TD9 count top. The actual high came on bar number 8. That was on November 15th. In essence, that has led to a consolidation with inside its daily profile. Yes, we got one close below the bottom. That was November 21st. But that was a false break to the downside because price got right back inside it the very next day. So what we can say about NVIDIA with certainty here, Nicholas, is that NVIDIA is consolidating between 153.79 and 166.74. You would need 2 consecutive closes below 153.79 to suggest lower price, which would be 136.97. We're not there just yet, so you got a consolidation. On the weekly time frame chart, though I see where your 179 is coming from, price still remains above its weekly profile. That's at the 146.81 level. So that does suggest a move up to the 179.47. However, in order for that to take place, because you know you have a daily TD9 count top, price needs to take out that TD9 count top. And that high, which was from November 15th, is up at 169.98. So if price can close above 169.98, Nicholas, then you should make that additional $10 move up to the 179.47 level. I'm not saying that that's where this will run out of steam to the upside, just that would be the next battleground above 166.74 and above 169.98. Now, should that unfold out there, another battle could break out at 177.77. That's the bottom of the monthly profile, and if price can get above that, then its next battle is somewhere around 199.31. That's the current monthly oscillator and change line, but that number is going to change as price moves up or down. So to summarize NVIDIA out here, it's got a nice TD9 count top. It's doing nothing more than consolidating with inside its daily profile. The weekly chart is still very bullish. The monthly chart has a nice TD9 count bottom. That suggests over time price does want to get up and test that oscillator and change line. Again, right now that's in the 199 area out there. So Nicholas, thanks so much for writing in. And so I say hold. I don't say sell out here because you say you can take some heat, and support has held inside of NVIDIA. So I do hope that helps you out, and thanks again so much for taking the time to write in. Bob in Spokane, he wants to take a look at Microsoft, so let's get the Microsoft charts up here, and it just says Microsoft please. So we'll just simply narrate what the charts are communicating to us, those charts being the daily right now, which has got a nice TD9 count bottom, and price is really trying to break out above resistance, which is at 244.53. We saw 3 consecutive closes above that level, so in theory, you know, price should have said, well, that would have signaled to us a move to the 260.40 level, but price is ducked back inside that profile level. So where support may be here, Bob, is at its oscillator and change line, and that's at 240.06. Now, its profile, the daily that is bearish in structure. That center line at 241.08 is closer to the top, which is 244.53, than the bottom, which is way down at 234.17. So if price were to close below the red oscillator and change line, Bob, that's at the 240.07 level. That is going to change by pennies as price moves up and down. But if price closes below the red oscillator and change line, then that's going to suggest a move back to the support level of 234.17. That is not the message that we have as we speak right now. In fact, there's an A to B equals CD to the upside that is attempting to form. It has not completed. But if we did get a close above the 11.11 high, and that high is at 247.99, that would set up an A to B equals CD to upside. Whether it be confirmed, meaning that it has more volume as it passes the B point, that I don't know. We won't know until we see that happen, if it does happen. On a weekly basis, Bob, you've got prices simply consolidated with inside its weekly profile. What you know with certainty out here is at the top of that profile is absolutely resistance. Again, folks, the top of a profile is where sellers reside. That's at 248.12. On a monthly time frame, what we have out here is a nice TD9 count bottom. And that's going to complete this month. That's going to complete today is what, the 28th, 29th, Wednesday. That's going to complete on Thursday. Now, price is still trading below the bottom of its profile out there. So that's where the battle is at, to the upside, on a monthly basis. And that's at 251.16. If price can clear that, means close above it, doesn't have to, I'm not saying close above it by Wednesday, by the way. But if it does, that would be super bullish. But if price does close above it, gets above it, 251.16, then, Bob, what you should see is a move up to that oscillator and change line. I would presume as price moves higher, or should price move higher, that oscillator and change line will move up towards the top of that monthly profile, which is at the 299.40 level. On a weekly time frame, you do have a confirmed buy the D point pattern out there. It was more than a 1-to-1, A to B equals CD. But again, you're still consolidating. You're still dealing with that resistance at 248.12. Bob, does that provide the information that you were looking for in summary? No top on a daily time frame. Price is back inside his profile. May suggest to move down to 240.09 and below that 234.17. The real resistance? Top of that weekly profile, 248.12, and you've got a nice TD9 count bottom shaping up on the monthly time frame. So I do hope that helps you out. Thanks much for taking the time to write in, and I hope you had a terrific Thanksgiving out there. No other requests at this stage here. Again, the phone lines are open. Those are at 877-927-6648. Of course, you can always let those fingers do the walking, and that means send me an email. Send it to Steve at TFNN.com, and of course, inside our Tiger's Den. Well, any and every ping will do. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back up, folks. You got the Dow down 269 right now. The S&P's off 35. That's 0.8 and 0.9%. 0.7 for the NDX 100, 82 points there, and a little over 1% for the Russell, down 21 points. Let's go take a look at the SMHs, see what they're doing out here as we take a look at its daily time frame chart. You've got that TD9 count top. That also formed on bar number 8, very much like the Microsoft chart that we looked at, very much from the same standpoint that price now is consolidating with inside its bearish structured profile. Very likely price is going to go target its green oscillator and change line. That's its level of support, or next key level of support. That's right now printing about 217.49. Again, give that a few pennies either way out there. If price does close below that oscillator and change line. The suggestion would be at least a retest of the low out here from the trading session of November 17th, or perhaps getting back to the 209.84 level. That is the bottom of its daily profile. So you've got a nice sell the D point pattern. You've got a nice TD9 count top on that daily time frame. Its key level of support again being 209.84. The weekly chart, beautiful TD9 count bottom out here. Prices above the top of its profile. Tells us that intermediate term time frame SMHs want to make a move to the 235.80 level. That's the weekly TD9 count breakdown area. And to the monthly chart, you're going to complete a TD9 count bottom as we speak on Wednesday out there. Price is trying to get back inside its profile, and to close on Wednesday above 215.69 adds to the idea of a move up to the 247.26 level. Now, in order for that to happen, again, price is going to have to take out and negate that TD9 count top. So the key level of resistance really inside of the SMHs is up at the 229.28 level. You take that out, and price should make a run for the 247.24 area. A close to the downside below 209.84, well, that could then trigger A to B equals CD down pattern with its price target, not that it will get there, 186.77. So that's what's going on when we take a look at the SMHs. John inside the Tigers Den wants to take a look at the 30-year Treasury out here. So let's do this. Let's not the 30-year, wants the 10-year. So let's do this. Let's get over to the multi-set charts out here so we can see what's going on a short-term base. So the December contract here. So let's get this. Will take just a moment here, John, to populate. The 30-year Treasury right now is up, trade out at 113.01. So we'll see that here momentarily. I see on the daily chart, what I see here, John, is I see that price is trading above the top of its profile. I'll open up this chart here as soon as the others populate with all of the tools. That's just a moment away. So that's, and price is also taking out a TD9 count breakdown resistance level, which is at 112.22. So what I see here is price above resistance, profile resistance, oscillator and change line resistance, breakdown resistance. So the next level, typically you break one area of resistance, you float up to the next area. That's at the 116.04 area. I don't really see much of an A to B equals CD just yet. This retracement back here in November 14th, which took us back into that swing point, that looks like more than a 0.786 retracement out there. So we won't really rely on that. But the daily time frame is suggesting, because price is above resistance levels, that it may want to move, that it wants to move higher. The 5-hour chart says, well, hold on a minute. I want you to take a little bit of a break. That break shows a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. That completed at this morning at 9 a.m.? Yeah, 9 a.m. when it generated that Three River Evening Star. So now we've got is, John, is price is getting back inside the top of its daily profile. So this suggests a move back to support in the 120 area, in the 112-ish area out there, the bottom in the center of its 5-hour time frame profile. On a 240-minute chart, what you have is a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. So that suggests that price may make its way down to support, which would be down at the 10 a.m. time frame, down at about 112.19 out there. The 2-hour time frame chart, a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom pattern here, but price is still above its profile level. So, you know, a move below, like I have to try to convert this. I'd say a move below, close below 113.02. 113.02 would then suggest a much lower price out there. The 60-minute time frame, don't have much to report there. Nothing to really share with you on the, well, what I can share with you on the 30-minute chart and the 60-minute chart is the 112.24 level. So, John, if price does continue to move lower, and so far I'm not seeing anything to suggest that it won't. Yes, the daily still looks bullish, but it's well above support levels here, so we can pull back and not change what we looked at on the daily time frame. It's these intraday charts out here that are suggesting lower price. So that's what I see. I do see lower price out here. We've got a couple of different targets for you. So I hope that provides you with the information that you were looking for. I think the confirmation of further lows today would be taking out the this 10-minute low from about 9 o'clock. That formed a nice little Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. That low down there, John, would be 112.30. So I'd say a close below 112.30 would be a confirmation that we see price heading back to other support levels on some of the other intraday time periods. So I hope that helps you out. Thanks very much for writing in. Much appreciated. See if we've got any other requests out here. We do. Perfect. Let's see here. Jim writes in. So Jim writes in and he says, Bud. So I think we're going to go take a look at Budweiser out here. So let me get over to that set of charts, and then we'll read the question while this here populates. This here, you got to love it. Hello, Steve. I put a short on in Bud this morning. Would it be possible for you to run through an analysis of this chart on the hourly or the 2-hour and the daily time frame? Yeah, so for that, what do I need to do? You want the hourly and the 2-hour, which I can do. I think I've got that on my other charts out here, my futures charts. What did I do? Oh, Stevie. I screwed up. Okay, so I screwed up, and I've got to let this populate. My apology, I hit the wrong button. So much for multitasking. So what we're going to do here in the meantime is we're going to switch over to the black background charts while I try to fix that. Well, I will fix it. It's just going to take minutes in order to fix out there. So let's take a look at the black background charts with regard to Anheuser-Busch. Ticker symbol there again is BUD. So you've got a huge gap to the upside. Now, can't tell if this is, it looks like a 3-gap-ish play, but I don't know that this is the largest gap out there. But I'm not saying that Jim, that's the reason that Jim took the short position out here. But I am just not sure that that is, if that were the case, it doesn't visually look like that is the largest percentage gap or price gap out there. So on the weekly time frame, and I apologize, folks, I hit a workspace that has got quite a few things, and it's going to take a bit of time here to populate. So with regard to the daily time frame, I know you want me to study the hourly and the 2-hour chart, so I now really understand the reason there. So far it's sold off from the open out there. But prices above the top of the daily profile, prices above the top of the weekly profile. Your less bastion of hope here, at least with regard to where a stop might be on a short trade, would be above the top of the monthly profile, which is 59.66. Okay, so that seemed to stop working. So do I have 60? Yeah, I've got 60 in the 2-hour chart. Okay, perfect. So we're going to go, well, I'm not going to go back to anywhere just yet. I'm going to try to get these charts here populated. So that this way what we can do for Jim is take a look at those short-term time frame charts out there. Now, I don't really see, I do see an A to B equals CD to the upside out there. So I'll stay on the black background charts here. That pattern looks like this. The A point is up at a low from October 13th. The B point is going to be the high from November 1st. The C point, though, is a retracement into that profile support level on November 3. So this is now above the 1 to 1.272. Daily time frame is suggesting it may want to make a move to 59.99. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We get back from this break. We're going to look at the 2-hour chart and the 1-hour chart on Budweiser. That's for Jim.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at ticker symbol BUD. That is Anheuser-Busch. This is for Jim C., who went short this morning at the open, and he wants me to look at the 2-hour chart and the 60-minute chart. So we're certainly going to do that. What we don't see here, Jim, is any kind of a topping pattern out there. There was a TD9 count on the 120-minute chart. That was as of the close on Friday out there at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That was negated this morning with that gap to the upside. That talks about a strong momentum move to the upside out there. That's the message that it has. If we look at a 60-minute time frame chart out here, we have no topping pattern or signal here. It did have a TD9 count top that was negated on Friday at 12:30. 12:30. That's weird. But in any event, that's what it did. Oh, that makes sense. It's market opens at 9:30. Hello, Stevie. Wake up. Okay, so no topping signal there. Now, that doesn't mean that it hasn't topped, right? What I'm saying, it does not have one of the patterns that I use to identify a top, and you've got to be careful about the gap to the upside. So how does Jim trade this, or what does he do? Because so far, he's been rewarded for the action he's taken. What I would say is, here, first, when I take a look at the 10-minute chart out there, Jim, you can see that this has completed or will complete a 10-minute TD9 count. So I'd expect or anticipate that this will bounce to where? 58.34, 58.51, above that, 58.72. You close above 58.72, that's going to start making that short look not so great out there. So that just the 10-minute chart just says expect or anticipate at least some type of short-term rally. Now, if you don't get that, that would be a positive for you. I would probably take the 30-minute time frame chart, knowing that you went short at the open out there. And what I'd probably do, because you've got some conviction behind that, I would assume, so that's cool. What I would do is I'd watch maybe a 30-minute chart, maybe the 15-minute chart, but more likely the 30-minute chart. And if I saw it close above the prior bar's high, that's not what you want to see on an instrument that's going to move lower out there. So right now what I'm suggesting is it seems like without the top that I see out here, the patterns that I use, you've got a momentum move to the downside. Ride that momentum move, but I would say that momentum move would end with a close above the prior candle's high. In the case of 30-minute time frame chart, that last high was up at the 58.44 level. And I said a close above 58.72, which is the TD9 count breakdown here on the 10-minute chart, would suggest not being short. So then you'd have like two confirmations out there for that. It would be a different case if we saw a topping pattern for any of these time frame charts, but I don't. I show on that 2-hour chart, which you follow, a negated TD9 count top out there. So I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for taking the time to write in, Jim. And you have a magical, what do they call today? What kind of Cyber Monday? They couldn't come up with an M word instead of cyber out there. Maybe there is. In any event, so hope you have a great Monday, period. Let's go to our next request. This was from Inside the Tiger's Den, from a new tiger, I believe, or tigress, To Me Stocks out there. And Toomey Stocks wants to take a look at the XLI. So that's what we've got up on our screen here. With regard to the XLI, what do we have? We've got a gap to the downside. That gap to the downside, is that confirming a sell the D point pattern? Visually doesn't look like it. What I mean is if we go from the low out here on October 13th, oh, that was wrong. Let's try to actually grab the right tool. We go from that low to where it makes its A to B level. And I'm just simply going to move that to where the C point is at. Yeah, it's not even close. So we don't have a confirmed sell the D point pattern. Where is this close? So that high, 101.29. This close, 101.30. So I really don't even have a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. But prices below its oscillator and change line out there, Toomey Stocks, and a close below that will tell you that the momentum has waned. Its price is above the top of its profile, so that would be the only daily level of support that it would have below the green oscillator and change line. But it closed today back above it, which right now is printed at 100.59, says it keeps its merry way underway out there, and with a target in the 104-ish range out there. That's that C to D leg. On a weekly time frame, prices above profile levels, doesn't look bad out there at all. On a monthly time frame, price above its green oscillator and change line. This suggests that the XLI, the industrial sector, wants to make a move higher. That move higher on the monthly time frame would be 105.52. So we're at about the 105.52 for the A to B equals CD. For the top of the monthly profile, you're above profiles and resistance on the weekly chart out there. It's just the daily is giving you a little bit of a timeout signal. That's what I see when I take a look at the XLI. I hope that helps you out. You also want to look at the XLB out there. That's the materials sector. So let's let that get populated out here. Get a feel for what the XLB is doing. Right now today, trading now, it looks like it pulled back this morning, tested and rejected its green oscillator and change line. Now that pullback is also because we have a gap to the downside, otherwise in Japanese candlestick terms known as a falling window. That confirms a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, as long as that gap remains today. Now, whenever you get a topping pattern out there, all that really it's telling you wants to do is get back to test support. Well, in the case of the XLB, that first level of support is that green oscillator and change line. That's already been tested. So far, it's been rejected. That level to be watching today is right about 81.28. We're trading at 81.32. If price does close below that green oscillator and change line, there is a new profile that is attempting to form that is not showing up on my white background screens. So for you, I'm going to change windows. We'll go take a look at the black background screen, so you'll see what I'm seeing out here, and you'll see some new blue lines. So there was also a sell the D point pattern out there, so that is also in place, but still prices pulled back to test support. Now, you'll see the top of that new profile out here is up at the 81.28 level. So we got a green oscillator and change line. The top of a profile is being tested. So the key level here is 81.28. If price closes below that, then we're likely to see a move to 80.48. And below that, you'd be looking at 78.88. That is not the message right now. The message is you formed a top, you've pulled back, you've held support, and if it holds support, then what you have is a neutral signal, and that is for the daily time frame for the XLB. If you look at the weekly chart, it looks very much like the XLI, says it wants higher price. However, the difference between the XLI and the XLB from a monthly perspective is that the XLI is trading above its green oscillator and change line. When you trade above a green oscillator and change line, that tells us we have a rising price oscillator above zero. What you need to know is those are bullish conditions out there. Now, what happens, Stevie, when price gets up to that green oscillator and change line, it doesn't take it out? Just tells you it failed. It just ran out of energy to do that. Doesn't tell you that it's bearish, but it does tell you that it is resistance, and that's what we have. So with regard to the XLB, in order for this to really get its mojo, I don't know what position, what side of it you are on out there, Toomey Stocks out there, you really want to see it close above 82.59. Does it have to be by Wednesday? It does not. But when you get above that green oscillator and change on a monthly basis, that's going to confirm the weekly that says I want higher price, the daily, which is neutral as we speak right now. So I hope that helps you out, and nice to see you inside the Tiger's Den. The next question coming in from G-Man. G-Man wants to take a look at Shopify out here. SHOP is the ticker symbol. I believe that GM already is in a long position here, is just looking for a potential place to be able to add that position. So let's let this get populated. I see we're just about 15 seconds or so from break time out here. Shopify right now has an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. It has not completed that B to C move. That B2C move should take us up to the 43.05 level. Price right now consolidated with inside its daily profile. That's between the range of 34.96 to 41.73. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We got the Dow trading down 248. The S&P is off 31 out there. And AL, I still don't have any sound in my ear out there. So we're going to go to a caller, but I'll wait on John. I'm going to ask you to hold on. Let me just finish off Shopify, I think, and then just make sure that I can hear you in my ear. Oh, okay. Al's got that fixed. So we'll do this. We'll come back to Shopify. Let's go out to John in Philly. John, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today? And hope you had a great Thanksgiving.
Did as well, and hope you did the same. Steve, would you, in this last minute, please post up your weekly and daily charts on the crude oil futures chart? I continue probing for a bottom that has not yet occurred. I'm wondering if your technical indicators suggest expecting a low in this area.
So let's take a look at the daily time frame, John, if we can, just in this time period here for you. Today is going to become bar number 8 of a TD9 count. And right now we've got what looks like a bullish hammer candle. I don't know what it's going to look like at day's end. It doesn't need to be a bullish hammer candle. We're testing a prior TD9 count bottom on a daily basis. Oh, geez, you don't have that right screen. Sorry about that. Give me a moment here to put over the white screen. That'll make it easier for you to see what it is that I'm seeing out here. So, again, this is the daily chart. January contract for Lightspeed Crew. We can see over back here on September 26th, this formed a TD9 count bottom. That's the swing point area. That's being tested. That's a key bottom. And at the same time, you're going to form bar number 8 today. Bar number 9, John, will complete tomorrow as long as price closes below 80.95. So the answer to your question is the daily time frame absolutely shows you a bottom signal here, and that suggests that price should move up into the 80.84 level. Does that help answer your question?
Thanks very much.
Perfect. That was John in Philly. Real quickly, let's go back to Shopify here just to finish this out here for G-Man. So G-Man, right now, we don't have a topping pattern really per se in place out here. Maybe if we exaggerate, we can say it was a sell the deep point pattern. Right now, it doesn't matter. Your question is, where is the next buy area out here? So I would say you'd add it around 34.96. That's the bottom of his profile, or around the 37.24 level out there. The reason I hold off on the 37.24 is I don't have a real bottom signal on an intraday time period out here. So I do hope that helps you out, G-Man. Thanks for the call, John. Everybody have a magical Monday. I'll see you tomorrow on Terrific Tuesday. Take care, folks.